Once again, 2 billion Muslims around the world will celebrate their biggest festival, Eid, during which businesses, schools, and courts across 57 countries will come to a halt. The world's major leaders will extend their greetings, and major businesses will momentarily pause, all because of one man, Ibrahim, peace be upon him. Approximately 4,000 years ago, in the region of Iraq, Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was born. Was not just any city. It was one of the most powerful and influential cities of its time. Even today, remnants of that era exist, such as the Ziggurat of an ancient temple structure. Interestingly, the shape of this building was later copied for the MI6 headquarters in the United Kingdom. For thousands of years, the story of Ibrahim's birth in Ur was only recorded in the Torah. However, in the 1930s, archaeologists discovered ancient tablets from the same region, confirming Ur's significance and its existence during Ibrahim's time. These tablets, along with inscriptions and treasures, suggested that Ur was among the most powerful cities of that era. Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was born into a prominent family, closely associated with the ruler of the city. However, from a young age, he was deeply troubled by the polytheistic practices of his people, who worshipped numerous idols, the most powerful among them being Marduk. The city had many temples dedicated to idol worship, one of which still stands today. One day, in an attempt to convey his message, Ibrahim, peace be upon him, entered a temple and destroyed all the idols except the largest one, placing the axe on its shoulder. When the people confronted him, he suggested that the largest idol must have destroyed the others. The people responded, saying that the idol was lifeless and incapable of such an act. Ibrahim then asked, "If it cannot do anything, why do you worship it?" This enraged the people so much that they decided to punish him. A massive fire was prepared to burn Ibrahim alive. The ruler of the city, whether it was Nimrod or someone else, gathered all the people to witness the event. The fire was so immense that Ibrahim had to be catapulted into it. As he was thrown, he uttered, "Allah is sufficient for me." Miraculously, the fire did not harm him, leaving everyone in shock. Fearing divine intervention, they never attempted to harm him again. Shortly after, Ibrahim, peace be upon him, left the city with his wife, Sarah, and his nephew Lot, peace be upon him, and traveled to Canaan, present-day Palestine. Lot later settled in another city, where another significant event took place. In Palestine, Ibrahim, peace be upon him, prospered, accumulating wealth and servants. However, despite his prosperity, he had no children. At the age of 86, he prayed to Allah for offspring, and his prayer was answered with the birth of his son, Ismail, peace be upon him, through his wife Hajar, peace be upon her. The Torah records an intriguing prophecy. When Ibrahim prayed for children, Allah told him to look at the stars, saying that his descendants would be as numerous as them, and that great kings and prophets would emerge from them. After Ishmael's birth, tensions arose between Sarah and Hagar. According to Islamic tradition, Allah commanded Ibrahim to take Hagar and Ishmael to the barren desert of Paran, modern-day Mecca. He left them there and began to return. When Hagar asked if this was Allah's command, Ibrahim affirmed it and departed. Soon their water ran out, and baby Ishmael began to suffer from thirst. In desperation, Hagar ran between the hills of Safa and Marwa 7 times searching for help. This struggle was so significant that even today, millions of pilgrims reenact it during Hajj and Umrah. Finally, she saw water gushing from the ground where Ishmael lay. She tried to contain it, repeatedly saying, Zamzam, meaning stop, which became the name of the well that still flows today. A Yemeni tribe, passing through the region, noticed birds hovering, indicating a water source. They found Hagar and Ishmael and, amazed at the abundance of water, decided to settle there. Over time, Mecca became an important trade hub between Yemen and the Levant. Years later, Ibrahim, peace be upon him, visited Mecca and saw his son Ishmael had grown. One night, he had a dream in which he was sacrificing his son. Some believe this event took place in Palestine, but most scholars agree it happened in Mecca. When Ibrahim shared his vision, Ishmael willingly accepted it as Allah's command. On their way to the site of sacrifice, Satan tried to dissuade them, but Ibrahim drove him away by throwing stones. This act is still commemorated during Hajj, when pilgrims stone the symbolic pillars of Satan. Just as Ibrahim was about to sacrifice Ishmael, Allah intervened, replacing him with a ram and proclaiming that Ibrahim's obedience would be remembered forever. Muslims worldwide continue this tradition by sacrificing animals on Eid al-Adha, distributing the meat among family, relatives and the needy. This event, a small moment between a father and son in an obscure desert, has since influenced a global economy worth billions. In Pakistan, the Eid economy reaches $3 billion. In India, $4 billion. In Bangladesh, $5 billion. In Indonesia, $14 billion, the largest. In Saudi Arabia, $6 billion. And in Turkey, $2 billion, with billions more across other countries. After this, Ibrahim, peace be upon him, returned to Mecca and, along with Ishmael, built the Kaaba, the house of worship dedicated to Allah. He then returned to Palestine, where he later passed away. For centuries, Arabs continued to perform Hajj and sacrifice animals, but they eventually forgot the true purpose of these rituals. The Kaaba was once again filled with idols, just as it had been in Ur. Then, Allah sent another prophet from among them, Muhammad, peace be upon him, who, like Ibrahim, removed the idols from the Kaaba, restoring its monotheistic purpose. Today, Eid al-Adha is a global event, reminding Muslims of Ibrahim's unwavering faith and obedience to Allah. The sacrifices made during this time are not just about slaughtering animals, but about submission, gratitude and sharing blessings with others, a tradition that has lasted over 4,000 years and continues to unite the Muslim world.